Hello everybody, it's Brigadier Childs again. I know it's been a heck of a long time since I've done a video. Quick explanation, I've had exams, I've been absolutely rushed off my feet with a combination of exams and work. So I'm back, I'm making videos, and I hope you enjoy this one. I've just been looking through my Allied D-Day book, Turning Tide, and I found a company and I've fallen in love with it. It's the US Light Tank Company. So Stuarts, I love the Stuart model. I know it's it's a very light tank, and you know, matched up against even a Sherman is not great, but I think it has a lot of massive benefits, and I think this would be quite a good successful company, and I think it'd be fun to play. So I've put together a 1750 points list, and I was surprised as a German player. I was surprised by how much I could fit into this. So you have the option to play your company as either the Hell on Wheels Armoured Division, so Confident Veteran, or the 3rd and 6th Spearhead and Super 6th Divisions, who are Confident Trained. Now, I know being veteran is really useful and people do go nuts about it, but as you can see, the points differences are huge. And I thought, they're light tanks. If they get hit, they're going to get knocked out, and I want to try and take as much as I can. So I decided to go with the either the 2nd or the 6th. I don't think it really matters. Oh no, 2nd. There we go, 2nd. So let's go through the list. First things, and it's 1750 points. I don't know if I mentioned. First thing is, fill out the black boxes. But I decided to take the command HQ, which is 2 Stuarts, which is 95 points, and then 3 full platoons of 5 Stuarts each, which is 235, which brings us up to 800 points. Straight away, 17 tanks, 800 points, not bad. So we move on to support, and I just tend to go just across when I do it, and I decided to take a recce platoon. So, oops, if I can just get this right. So here's the recce platoon. Now you get your half track, your command rifle team, 2 rifle teams, and 2 jeeps. Recce platoons are useful. You got a little mobile force that can go out and scout around and pick out targets, and etc. etc. Uncover nasty little ambushes, which for Stuarts which for anything is dangerous. So that's another 70 points, which brings us to 870. We've still got a lot of points to go. So the next thing on my list was a tank destroyer platoon, because our nippy little light tanks need to get around the back. You want something that is going to make the heavier army you're going to come up against as an allied player quake in its boots. And by the way, I chose not to take any Shermans. I don't think they're good enough to warrant the points. Disagree if you like, but I like the whole idea with this one of a very fast mobile force. So you have the choice between M10s and M18s. Basically, the M18 was a different chassis with a similar gun. The M10 is better armoured, front armour 4 instead of 2, and side armour 2 instead of 0. Guns exactly the same, but it does have, I think it's got a slow traverse, which means it can be difficult if the enemy nips around you. So I took the M18. It's also a lot faster, because it's a light tank, so 16-inch move instead of 12. And it doesn't have the difficulty with moving the turret. So they're the same points, 320 for 4. So take 4 of those, that brings us up to 1290, I think. I'll just do the math. 320. No, 1190. So there we've got guns with firepower of 12, 2 shots, 32-inch range. Anti-tank 12, 2 shots, 32-inch range, firepower 3+. Tigers, Panthers. Panthers not as much from the front. Tigers will suffer from the front. They need at least a 3 just to equal. Panthers will suffer really badly from the side, and Panzer IVs need a 6 just to be bailed out. So yeah, it's well worth taking the platoon, and it's good value for the points. So next in our support, I decided, you know, we need a bit of infantry. I'm not going to go with infantry on foot. No. We're going to keep with a theme, and we're going to go with an armoured rifle platoon. Now, 225 points for all of that isn't bad. But I did want to save on points so I can include some other stuff. So I went with 180, which means you get your command rifle team, a bazooka team, a half-track, 2 more rifle teams and a bazooka and a half-track, mortar, half-track bazooka, 2 light machine guns, half-track bazooka. So, you know, 4 half-tracks, 4 bazookas, a mortar so you can smoke, which is always useful, 3 rifle teams and 2 machine gun teams. That means you're actually, even though you're down a squad, you're putting out a heck of a lot of firepower. You know, you can really punch above your weight. And confident trained, you know, that they won't have too much trouble. Dig them in on an objective or zoom them up alongside your tanks. You're going to do pretty well. So now we're at 1370. And so we've got some tank hunters, we've got plenty of light tanks, we've got some infantry. Big thing we're missing now is artillery. And there's a few options. The reason I took the second is they can take some of the cheaper artillery batteries. You can get armoured field artillery, which are quite useful, they're quite pricey. And the 155mm self-propelled guns, very expensive, but you're putting one of the, I think, the best American artillery piece, or certainly the most powerful American artillery piece, in an armoured chassis. You know, that thing just, wow, you know, punches a heck of a lot of, punches again above and beyond its weight. So I decided to go for a regular core field artillery battery, 140 points for 2 sections, 155mm gun, good range. It's a medium gun. It's got good range. It's not as powerful as the 155, but it still packs enough of a punch to be well worth taking. So that's another 140 points, which brings us up to 1510. So got 240 points to spend, and I've done my maths wrong. Anyway, there we go. So we had just enough points. I think we had 200 points left to spend, and I thought it would be worth taking air support. These guys will deal with, you know, if you're unlucky to come up against the King Tiger in a 1750 point game, it's not likely, seeing as they're about 400 points each. But you know, if you come up against some really nasty stuff, or you know your artillery's a bit stretched in terms of targets, air support is useful. And as allies, you can take air support where, for instance, most German lists can't. So I chose to go with the Lightning, and I'll quickly show you why. The Lightning, that's a Thunderbolt there. The Lightning has a twin fuselage and was used a lot more in the Pacific. That's interesting to know. The Lightning has cannons instead of MGs. That makes a big difference because whilst MGs hit more, cannons have that extra, if I focus it for you, they have that extra point of anti-tank. That means if you're hitting something with a top armour of 2, he needs at least a 5 to save it. And that's firepower 5+, you know, 1+ for the bombs. So in a grand total, that brings us up to 1740 points. And there, you got 17 light tanks, you've got an infantry platoon, you've got a support platoon and a recce platoon, you've got 4 Hellcats, you've got an artillery battery, and you've got air support. Great list. I think it'd be fun to play, and I think it'd work really well. Thank you.